Hey babes, what's up? It's Lorena. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm Lorena. So, I just finished my first year at NYU TISCH, and I am so excited to share it with you guys today. I know when I was trying to mentally prepare for starting my first year at NYU and moving to New York City, I looked up as many videos as I could on YouTube, and I was just trying to get ideas on things I needed to know, or how to prepare, or just like what to expect. And it's crazy to realize that I'm now doing the same here, making my own video. Today I will be talking to you guys about the specific classes I took, as well as dropping some advice and things I learned, and just overall tips for what to expect your first year at NYU. Just a quick side note, I may be looking down a lot because I have a whole bunch of notes right here, so I'm able to tell you guys everything I want to say. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, so starting off with Tisch classes. My fall semester, I took Intro to Theater Studies, Theater in New York Practicum, and private voice lessons at Tisch. So if you're a first year drama student, you'll probably start by taking either Intro to Theater Studies, Intro to Theater Production, and the accompanying lab or extra class you have to take, and also writing the essay for 2 semesters. I didn't have to take writing the essay or Intro to Theater Production because I'm a transfer student, and like my credits somehow balanced it out. I don't know, that's what my academic advisor told me. But if you're a first year college student, you will have to do that. And I've heard from a lot of people that it's very intense, so be prepared. So since I'm a transfer student, the only class I had to take out of all of those was Intro to Theater Studies. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I almost failed it. And I also know some people that are about to take it for the 3rd time because they failed it all 3 times. Just to clarify, I ended up getting an A in the class, but it was super hard and I really worked for it. To begin with, I didn't understand a lot of the material because coming from a business background, again, I got my associate's degree in business administration, and then going into all these theater classes, some of the concepts seemed very foreign to me. I kind of really didn't understand why some of them were important, or, you know, like, I just didn't understand the material. I ended up having to study a lot for the class. It included me having to reread the readings we had to do per week. I also went to extra lecture sessions to ask more questions and to see like if there was any difference in what the professor was saying to one class versus the other. And I basically studied for 8 hours straight before my final exam. Oh, and I also killed my research paper that I had to turn in at the end of the semester. Like, I killed that. So I ended up getting an A, but I almost failed the class. So make sure that once you start, you hit the ground running with those readings because it can get really intense. And we only had a few grades throughout the semester, so it was really hard to redeem yourself. For my second class, I took Theater in New York Practicum, and let me tell you guys, the professor that teaches this class is amazing. She is everything I aspire to be one day. Smart, classy, interesting, knowledgeable, everything. In this class, we got to see productions on and off Broadway, one every single Wednesday, and preparing for the class was pretty easy if you were able to manage your time wisely. Basically, before each class, you had to read the readings that were posted on NYU Classes, and basically all of them had to do with the production we would see that night. And we would just discuss the production throughout the class, give our thoughts, our ideas, what the producers that were in charge of the show had done in the past and things like that. So very easy. We would then go see the production that night, and then we had 1 week after we saw it to upload like our thoughts about a page of just like what we thought of the production, what we liked, the themes, just a whole bunch of ideas. So very, very easy. Some of my favorite productions that we had to see were, let me see, I got them right here. Slave Play, American Utopia, Jagged Little Pill, The Inheritance Part 1, Soft Power, and The Thin Place. And those were just a few, but we saw so many. And since this was my first time ever in New York, it really helped me get acquainted with the city so much more, and it just made me appreciate theater. And like, theater in New York is so different from anywhere in the world. I highly recommend it, and it was just a crazy experience that I got to take this class for credit, and it was just fun. By the way, this class is full of transfer students because they're typically the only ones that can fit it into their first year schedules. So if this is like your first year overall at NYU, you may not be able to take it until your third or fourth year, but I do highly recommend that you take it because it's very easy if you keep up with the work, and it's so fulfilling. The third class I took was private voice lessons through Tisch. And according to my academic advisor, this class is very hard to get because there's only a few slots, so yay me. But if you're able to get a slot, I definitely recommend it because it helps a lot with developing your singing voice so much, and it's been really great to get one-on-one singing coaching every week. The professor is super cool too. Oh, and by the way, I'm not mentioning the names of the professors because I don't want to invade their privacy, but when you look on Albert and you're checking out the schedule, you'll be able to see who teaches it. And if you have any questions about anything I'm telling you, you can either drop it in a comment down below or you can message me on Instagram. Okay, so the main place I spent most of my time my first semester at NYU Tisch was the Stella Adler Studio of Acting, which is my primary studio assigned to me by Tisch. I will have a whole video coming out where I talk about all my classes there, but I pretty much spent at least 8 hours there every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and some weeks more than that if I had to rehearse with my scene partner. The main thing you need to know is that the faculty is amazing, super sweet, super helpful. They really try to ease you into the work your first semester, but you need to be prepared to hit the ground running because no matter how easy they try to make it, this work is really intense and kind of hard, so just be ready. Something I learned my first semester at NYU, living in New York City, if you're not from the city, like me, I'm from the South, then NYC really takes some getting used to. You walk a lot. So much so that the first week I was there, my knee joints got so swollen. It was so painful. I went to the student health center twice to try to get help, and they couldn't really do much because it had to do with my body just getting used to all the walking, and apparently this is a lot more common than you'd think, so again, be prepared. When you're not walking, you can ride the subway, but just be aware if you do ride it a lot, the fares do add up, so you might just be better off with getting like the monthly subway card, so you know, think about that. Now moving on to the spring semester. At Tisch, I took a playwriting practicum class, modern US drama, and private voice lessons along with my second semester of Stella Adler Conservatory. My playwriting class was basically 3 hours long every Monday, and it was amazing. I learned so much, and I had the opportunity to work on a play idea that I had had for a long time, and I developed it throughout the entire semester. So now I pretty much have my act 1 of my play done, and I hope to be able to keep working on act 2 throughout this summer now that I really know what I'm doing and how I want to write it. And yeah, like the main thing that this class really helps you with is just getting started, which can be the hardest thing. What I loved about this class was that the professor was super open-minded and supportive, and he was able to give us advice on our plays that was constructive and also creative. Also, we would cast our plays every week with our classmates, so we would have like cold table reads, and just hearing like the words come to life with many of them are actors. It just gets the creative juices flowing and gets you ideas for the next scene you're gonna write or revisions you might do on your play in the future. The second class I took was a theater studies class, and it was modern US drama. I honestly thought that this class was going to be boring and a whole headache and a half, but it was literally like life-changing. As I've told you guys before, I got my associate's degree in business administration, so I had never really been exposed to plays that much. Well, this class really made me appreciate plays, playwriting, and theater so much more. Some of my favorites from this semester include Heroes and Saints by Sherry Moraga, Angels in America by Tony Kushner, The Secretaries by the Five Lesbian Brothers, and Intimate Apparel by Lynn Nottage. I think that's how you say it. We basically had to read 2 plays per week and write about them and then discuss in class, which was probably my favorite part. We also had some presentations throughout the semester, and we had to write a full research paper by the end of the semester. You get to choose the play you want to write it on, and I wrote mine on Stephen Adly Gurgis's The Last Days of Judas Iscariot, which is a hugely thought-provoking play. I highly recommend it. I love this class, and I'm gonna dedicate a lot of my summer to reading more plays. Again, I took private voice lessons for 2 credits the spring semester again, and we worked on songs like Funny Honey from Chicago the Broadway Musical and Embraceable You. It was very fun, and I'm getting a lot better with matching pitch and things like that. And of course, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays were my conservatory days at the Stella Adler Studio of Acting in NYC. Spring semester involved a lot more assignments, rehearsals, and homework, but it was a little easier in that we already knew what to expect, and it was a lot more manageable. Outside of classes, I got involved with the Latin dance and ballroom club at NYU and also attended a lot of Tisch events. They had a financial empowerment workshop, and that was really cool for artists that want to learn how to make their art work for them financially. Also, I took a voice and speech workshop one Saturday morning at the Experimental Theater Studio, and let me tell you, the following Wednesday, my private voice professor was like, what happened? Like, you had a breakthrough or something? I've never heard you sing like this. It was super cool, and it made me want to take a semester at ETW, so we'll see. Now, to talk about the change from in-person classes to Zoom, I don't think it was enjoyable for anyone, to be honest. I feel like my Tisch academic classes did not suffer as much, and I know the faculty at Tisch and at Stella Adler did the best they could to accommodate everyone. However, in regard to the conservatory classes, learning acting via Zoom can be very difficult because sometimes you just have to have that face-to-face, in-person connection. I'm going to be honest with you guys. If NYU goes remote in the fall, I might consider taking the semester off. Probably. Not sure yet, but probably maybe so. Overall, my biggest tips for starting your first year at NYU are don't procrastinate, because those assignments really add up and it can get super intense and hard, and you do not want to fail your first semester or your first year or ever. Get involved. Tisch has really amazing events that they organize that you should totally take advantage of because they help you become a better and more well-rounded artist. And don't let being in this amazing city distract you. There's always something fun going on, but instead let it inspire you to keep working hard. So you guys, that's what my first year at NYU Tisch was like. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to learn more about my experience at NYU or about the Stella Adler Studio of Acting, make sure you hit that subscribe button because I have more videos coming out this summer. And also, if you have any questions or anything you want to know, write it in the comments or send me a message via Instagram. I will be happy to answer those questions. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up as well as hit that subscribe button down below and help me reach my goal of getting to 1,000 subscribers by August 2020. That's it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.